Hey everyone, my name is James and welcome back to ChippyGaming. So today we're going to be talking about the latest state of the game post for Terraria. Now for those that are new or have maybe never seen one of these before, what exactly is the state of the game? Well, it's actually a blog post that Relogic put together each and every month, and inside of it, it contains a little bit of information about every single version of Terraria. Now, as fans were expecting, since 1.4 was released back in October, moving forward from that, you wouldn't really expect PC Terraria to crop up in one of these again. Well, it seems like we were wrong. As Senex wrote herself on Twitter, well, apparently being done with Terraria was a lie. This is the thing we are currently working on. So we're going to be talking about that as well as some console release date news, since that shifted a little bit since our last video. So strap in because today's going to be a really good one. Alright, so let's start off with PC Terraria, since I know that's what everyone is most excited about. And this is what they had to share. So apparently, Steam Workshop support for both texture packs and map sharing is actually on the way. In an official statement from Relogic, they said, "That's right, with all of the planned content update behind us, we're taking the time to look into raising the bar in regards to how players can interact and share their creations with each other. We have a good bit of additional iteration and work here to do before this will be ready. As always, we have more details and stuff to follow as it gets a little bit closer to completion." That isn't the statement word for word. I am paraphrasing. But yeah, this is really exciting. For me, I know personally this is a feature that I'll use a lot. I love texture packs and I love adventure maps. And right now, the best place to get them is actually the Terraria forums. But I find the Terraria forums a little bit hard to navigate and to organize. The best part about Steam Workshop is that once a player uploads their creation to share, the community then engages with it, it rates it. So when you go to the Steam Workshop, the very cream of the Terraria community should hopefully rise to the top. So it makes it even easier to find the very best stuff. For those wondering, because I did actually wonder about this as well, it did say, to be very clear, Steam Workshop for the core Terraria game will not support Terraria mods. As for all things Terraria mods, that remains firmly in the realm of TModLoader and the team behind that. So what this means is that once the update is released, it's only going to work for texture packs and maps, but it does leave the door open for TModLoader to then integrate their own version of Steam Workshop if they do decide to. Now, to answer a question I do get quite frequently, do I plan to cover TModLoader news in the future here on ChippyGaming? So I can say that right now, the plan is to not cover TModLoader news. For those who don't know, TModLoader is an open source project. It's worked on by many people. And I feel like diving into their realm, fishing for a little bit of news and really trying to figure it out, you know, when something's being worked on, you know, in one corner, but another corner's not quite finished, and trying to like make a cohesive news update about that, it just seems a little bit intrusive, and I imagine I'd probably get it wrong, to be fair. Once the update is out though, I will let the community know and also recommend some mods that you might like. But if you do want to go check out what they're up to, they do have their own Discord. Alright, so before we move on to console news, I'd love to ask a big favor from the Terraria community. So join me as I talk about this. Head to Steam on your computer if you're on a computer right now. Maybe you're watching on a phone, so remember to do it later. All you have to do for this is you have to head to the Terraria Steam page, and then there's a pretty easy button that you click and you vote for the Labor of Love Award. This is an award we've been trying to win Relogic for a couple of years now, and I think this year, more than any other, they really deserve it. 1.4 was a phenomenal bookend to Terraria. Not only that, but 1.4.1 as well. And it came out at a time when I think we all really needed it more than any other year. And I would absolutely love to one day put this award in Andrew and Whitney's office, because my God, do they deserve it. Alright, hopefully you've done it by now. I'd really appreciate it if you did. But let's talk about more stuff from Relogic. So let's talk about PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. So this is what Relogic had to say. With the majority of fixes for Mobile 1.4 out the way, the DR team have been able to dedicate the majority of its time towards console and Switch over the past several weeks and moving ahead. That said, we wanted to share a bit in the way of progress. We still do not have a date to give you for the launch, but we do have a planned milestone to share that is a big step on the path to getting there. Assuming all goes to our current plan and pace of progress, we expect to reach alpha for console by the end of 2020. Of course, we know that some expect things a lot sooner than others, but we have to be clear that there is a lot more work that needs to go in here than meets the eye or seems obvious to the casual observer. We have to take the time needed to get things feeling just right and to create the optimal console experience, looking at performance, controls, UI, etc. We hope to have something to show off next month as a holiday gift to everyone to close out 2020, so stay tuned and wish us well on the path to Journey's End on console. Now, to add a little bit onto the end of that, I am of course a British fellow, and I will say we are in full lockdown here in England. So DR Studios are also based in England. So they're also, doing the best, working at home. Half of them are probably making Terraria in their pajamas, but don't worry about it. They're getting the job done, and I think this is to be expected. And of course, still a lot faster than anything we've ever seen. So seriously, thank you, DR. So just to move on to Nintendo Switch specifically, they did say, "We are doing our very best to work on all three platforms at the same time, in order to minimize any delay in the launch between Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. That is not to say they will necessarily be simultaneous, but working in parallel means we can cut way down on possible delays." So this is something I spoke about in my previous video talking about console Terraria, but they once again confirmed in this State of the Game post that now that Mobile 1.4 is released, instead of developing Mobile 1.4.1, they've shifted their focus to Console 1.4. Alright, so that's about it for today's Terraria news video. You're all caught up to date. I really can't wait for that Steam Workshop support. I think it's going to be awesome. Alright, give the video a big fat thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure to go to vote for Relogic on Steam. We're voting for the Labor of Love Award. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoyed today's video. And for now, that's about it. Right, have a fantastic day, everyone. Stay safe, wash your hands. Peace.